He has an eye for art in capturing the essence of man's best friend.
Well, I think that it's best to go really dark with the eyes so they stand out to the rest of the painting, and go really bright with the highlights. I also like to add lots of different colors into the eyes and really just make it look like they're staring at you.
So why are so many people turning to this 11-year-old to create custom artwork that their family will treasure forever? Levi shows us as he takes us to the heart of the story. Levi just turned 11 years old, but he paints with a maturity well beyond his years.
I've just always loved art, and my parents like doing art. And then I really just stuck to painting for years, and I really enjoyed it, and my art kept improving, so.
What's different working with paint than working with when you probably started with crayons, I'd imagine, right? What's different working with paint than crayons or some other form?
Well, paint, you can move it around certain ways and do different techniques with it. If you're using markers instead of paint, once you apply the marker, it's not just gonna spread all over the brush. It's just a lot different.
Who taught you how to paint?
Nobody taught me how to paint. I've just always loved it. I've watched things on YouTube for inspiration. I've always just done it myself. And
yeah. Do you remember the first thing you painted and someone said, wow, that's pretty good?
No, I don't remember the first thing I painted, but I've painted a lot of stuff, so it's kind of hard to remember.
Sure. What is the feeling for you when you paint something and then somebody looks at it and says, wow, that's really cool?
I feel really happy, and I'm just really happy that they can see my art and I can share it with everybody.
And what is your favorite thing to paint?
I really like painting a lot of dogs, sometimes cats, and in general just a lot of animals, although I have done some paintings of my little brother.
But it is the pets that are making him somewhat of an internet sensation, and his ability to capture the finest of details and preserve a moment in time.
And when you paint something like this puppy here, what's the hardest part of a dog to paint?
I really think it just depends on the dog, because every dog has certain features and stuff. Like in this bulldog, it has all the wrinkles you have to do in the dog. While in a different dog, it might be the fur texture, so it really just depends.
And I see in this puppy in particular, the eyes are really saying something to me here. How do you capture that feeling of the eyes?
Well, I think that it's best to go really dark with the eyes so they stand out to the rest of the painting, and go really bright with the highlights. I also like to add lots of different colors into the eyes and really just make it look like they're staring at you.
It is that attention to detail, that talent, that touch that is touching the hearts of so many.
And this one actually, the puppy looks like it has puppy dog eyes. And part of that is because this white that you put on the cross top here?
Yeah, the highlight in the eyes,
yeah.
That really helps make the eyes stand out.
And I want to talk about something for this too, because dogs are like family, right, to many of us. And you've painted dogs for people before that have lost their dog. Tell me about that.
So yes, this is a dog that has died. Actually, a lot of the dogs have passed away that I've painted, and it reminds people of them. Other ones have been Christmas presents or birthday presents. And then some people just want photos of their dog painted.
And when somebody's dog passes away, because I know I lost a dog that I had for 11 years, and I recently lost him. And I try to remember him the best I can with photos and stuff, but to have a picture of this, when you give them your painting of their dog, what's the responses been like for you?
Oh, they say thank you and describe like the features of the dog, like how it reminds them of them and stuff.
Is that kind of cool for you to be able to give them something that they'll sort of treasure for life?
Yeah, it is. It's really cool.
So you sort of capture a little bit of the moment of that dog and preserve it forever through your art.
Yeah, basically.
Do people cry, smile? What kind of reactions do you get from people?
They're usually really happy and they smile.
Yeah. Do they give you a photo to go by? Do you work off a photo? How do you do it?
Well, they send me a photo. I get it printed out with my mom's old printer, and then I paint it using the picture as the reference.
Okay. Have you ever had one that you just felt that you weren't going to be able to get it right?
Yes. Earlier on I had that happen, but now it doesn't really happen that much anymore.
Because you figured out how to find, whether it's the mouth or the nose or the ears, figured out how to fix it to go the way you want it to go.
Yeah, sometimes I used to just get really frustrated at it, but you just got to see what you did wrong the first time and then correct your mistakes.
Always learning, discovering, challenging himself at his small workspace at the family dining room.
What do you think you want to do with your art someday?
I'm not really sure right now, but I definitely want to share it with people and paint more and more dogs and stuff.
Yeah. What do you get out of it when you're painting? What's the feeling like for you when you get a fresh piece of paper, a fresh canvas, and start bringing something to life? What's that like for you?
Well, I really just am like thinking about it a lot, like how I'm going to do it. I'm also really excited, like maybe I'm excited to do the background or something, or like the curls and the fur. So it's really exciting.
Do you do everything in one sitting, or do you come back later and finish it up or add something else?
Well, I used to do it like in multiple scenes, but now I usually do it just like all at once. Although sometimes I do take a break.
Speaking of breaks, I see you have a cast on. How has that changed your artwork?
It's not changed my artwork at all. Well, besides the fact that I have to like just put it up like this when I'm painting.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't affect anything that much.
Have you painted your cast yet?
Well, I don't think we should be putting acrylic paint on it. It's gonna like grow mold and stuff. It's already pretty dirty, but...
Good call. So what is the favorite part of painting for you in art in general?
Well, I just love it all, really. I don't really have like one favorite thing. I just love all of the techniques you can do, all the things you can paint. I just think it's so fun.
Are you gonna keep learning, or have you learned everything there is to learn?
I'm just gonna continue learning and progressing and improving my art over time.
Is it fun when you find a new tool, a new way to do something that maybe you see on YouTube or see on somebody's work and say, how did they do that? I want to figure out that.
Yeah. So I saw this one technique for the background where you apply lots of tiny thin layers of paint, and it makes this really soft and cool looking background, and I tried out that and I really enjoyed the look of it.
Nice, nice. Anything else you want to tell me that we haven't touched on?
No, I think that's it.
To see his work, check out his Facebook page, Levi the Artist. Special shout out to Petersen Plumbing and Heating, QCA Pools and Spas, and Morrison Community Hospital for helping us share inspiring stories of everyday people doing cool stuff like Levi is here. We hope you'll subscribe and share with a friend. This is The Heart of the Story with Gary Mativier.